Good morning, Rainmakers. It's Priyan here from Rainway Realty. Monday. Sorry, weekend I did not do any podcasts. And I guess that's the topic for my podcast today, breaking through resistance. So, if you're feeling stuck, hitting the wall, as they say, in terms of progressing, seems impossible. Breaking through that resistance deep dives into the moments when you have self doubt, um, feel like there's temptation to give up. So, just going to give you some feedback in terms of what happened to me this weekend and why I didn't do my podcasts as planned. So come Friday, did the podcast on health. And as always, Jen, my wife, if any of you aren't aware, gave me some feedback saying, the podcast was great, but it wasn't as enthusiastic and it wasn't as knowledgeable as your other ones. But I think maybe the reason for that is that I'm a personal trainer myself and into health. So therefore, the things that you were saying was something that I was an expert in and had seen lots of streams before. So as a result of that, I felt like you weren't as knowledgeable, and I could feel that in your speech. I was like, great, great feedback. Thank you very much. Felt a little bit of a pinch in terms of, first bit of criticism. But at the end of the day, I'm not a man to sort of really take criticism on too much in terms of taking it into his heart, listen to it. She had a valid point and moved on. So come Saturday, I was basically not as in tune with doing the podcast. So that could have a variation on two things. Number one is like when we discussed before in one of the podcasts in terms of scheduling your time and what you do. Monday to Friday is very different from the weekend. And as I was saying, Sunday is a really important day in order to set your time for the week ahead, i.e., the way you start on Monday, what you do on Monday, what you do on Sunday in order to make sure that it's correct on Monday. And having your plan is super important because that sets the precedence for the rest of the week. So, had I created a plan for Saturday? Yes, I had. Had I created a time slot for the podcast? Yes, I had. However, I had been drinking a little bit, so maybe that affected my motivation. But I felt like I just didn't want to do it, so I left it on Saturday. Come Sunday, the same thing happened. Scheduled it in, thought I was going to do it. One thing led to another, and I didn't do it. Monday morning, I'm thinking to myself, wow, why did I not get these podcasts done? And then I remembered what my Jen had said, and I thought, oh, wow, really? Maybe I was affected by it. Maybe deep down inside, even though I don't think I am, maybe I am affected by it. And so maybe this is a good learning curve for me. So one day when I am getting criticism and the podcast has become more live towards many more people other than just my friends, and I get negative feedback, I should note this now and understand it, and then I can hopefully develop a method in order to take it in and then carry on as I am doing. When I let Jen know this, she sort of said to me, yeah, I think that could be part of the reason. But if I'm being honest, I think what it is that you've now been doing the podcast for quite a while. So as a result of that, you get to a point normally in life which without anything that you do, whether it be tennis, work, golf, where you're learning something new, you're putting yourself out there and you're learning, doing, and you're getting feedback initially quite quickly because of the fact that you would improve or do better, i.e. my podcasts have got better in terms of the way I speak. My background is nicer in terms of it's blue. But ultimately, I've been plugging away and I haven't really got any new followers. and my viewings have gone down a little bit. So I had been looking at those on Sunday again, which I'd never ever looked at before. But I was just wondering, how I was doing, and I guess that was also, in hindsight now, an indicator that I was looking for more than just comfort from my friends, but also from the analytics of it. But of course, the analytics aren't really there because of the fact that I'm not really got any new people on. So that should have been a little bit of a flag in itself, I guess, when I'm looking at the analytics for the first time. But what she was saying is, you're trying, and it's like climbing a mountain. You're doing your steps, you're getting everything in, you're doing all the basics all the time, and then you get to the top where you got that last little bit to go. When you get over the mountain, then everything's downhill and everything's sort of like a snowball effect. So I feel like, I got to that point now where I want at least one or two or however many people to join. Ultimately, I'm being a little bit unrealistic maybe in terms of the fact that I need to do far more stuff in terms of marketing and branding and whatever. But that resistance is there, or was there. I'm here now, so it's not a resistance anymore. But it's like you're playing tennis. You've gone to the coach 10 times, and then you're playing a match. You don't do very well, and sort of think to yourself, do I really want to carry this on because of the fact that, I'm not very good. I could be doing something else, and we stop doing it. And most of the times in life, when you're doing something new and you're learning something new, you're always going to get to that point of resistance where you just need to carry on. You just need to persevere. You just really need to believe in yourself, believe in your targets, believe in what you're looking to achieve, and just carry on. And if you do carry on, then eventually you just step over that mountaintop and everything starts to flow. But most of the time in life, and I've done it plenty of times in terms of my trading, in terms of cricket trading, and in a lot of ways, I've got to the top, I've put in all the hard work, and then I've given up. Now, if I had carried on, I would have then reaped the rewards of everything I was doing. So how does this relate to work in real estate? It relates to work, in a very, very strong way, because ultimately, we all know in sales in general, it's important to put the numbers in. It's important to carry out, for example, those viewings. It's important to do those callbacks. It's important to carry out your research and your daily routine. It's important to stay healthy. It's important to go to the gym. And if you do all these things consistently and then suddenly you're still not getting a sale, you're sort of thinking to yourself, oh God, is this for me? Am I going to carry on doing this? And this is the point of resistance. And this is where you really need to step up your game. You really, really, really need to understand that if you are going to be different from 99% or 95% of the rest of the world, that you need to say to yourself, I am doing everything correctly. I believe in myself. I believe in my targets. I believe in my goals. If everybody gave up when the going gets tough, as I think Billie Jean said, was it? Or Billy Joel? I can't remember. With that song, then most people wouldn't achieve anything, and would stay in the jobs that they're doing. Hence why, if you want to break through, you need to basically do the basics correct, get on with it. Eventually, you will break through, and once you break through, then you will actually be achieving amazing stuff in a powerful way. And you will believe in the process. So, guys, moral of the story is never give up. Always stick to your routines. Have a clear goal and ambition of what you're looking to achieve. And if you believe in all those things and keep going, anything that you do, whether it be a new sport, a new language, at work, doing sales, once you master that and keep going, your nurture and nature, in terms of the fact that Bounce, which is a great book, shows you that either way, if you have nurture or nature, a combination of the both is how you achieve success, i.e., If you're talented in sales or music or sports, that's the nurture side of it, nature side of it. The nurture side of it is that you carry on and do the basics, do it religiously, and the combination of the two will make you achieve wonderful things. It goes same with parenting. And the reason I come back to my son and my family is because they're an important part of my life, and I always want the family to be happy. We carry out routines, we spend quality time together, but sometimes, you know, we don't get the results that we want, and we sort of like go back into shouting and not being as focused on what we're trying to achieve as a family, and we all go on a downward cycle. So at that time, we need to take a break, go back, listen, learn, appreciate, and carry on. So, guys, keep at it. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to make sure that I'm successful on YouTube, not just for myself, but I want to help people. I want to help those rainmakers out there to achieve their ultimate goals. And I hope you'll stick with me. And thanks a lot for listening today.